that Tom Holland posted a set photo from the new Uncharted film, which, if you're unfamiliar, is based on the Uncharted video game for the PlayStation. And you were actually the resident Uncharted expert. I played through the second game.
The third.
I played through the third game when I was really young, and I watched you play a lot of it because we were kids when they were coming out. But I'm not as familiar with the story. I'm not attached to the story. What did you think about that? I thought he looked pretty good in the photo. I thought Tom Holland looked all right.
So I'm iffy on anything film related for Uncharted.
Why?
Because Uncharted is already such a movie that it feels both unnecessary and also weird to see people that are not the models of the characters playing them, because
they already are.
Yeah. The Nathan Drake is so Nolan North who voiced him. And even down to the look, they kind of look similar.
He looks a lot like him, doesn't he?
A little bit. He's not as like in shape.
Yeah.
He's a bit older, but and the cutscenes are so expressive and so real looking that watching a movie where people are pretending to be these characters, it just feels like it's gonna be awkward to me, because Tom Holland looks nothing like Nathan Drake and also sounds nothing like Nathan Drake. And weirdly, that's one of the things that worries me the most about this, is hearing Tom Holland try and deliver Nathan Drake-y lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he doesn't have a thicker, manlier voice. He has that like kind of boyish.
And I don't know if he can pull off just the like, haha, like sarcastic Nathan Drake line delivery that's gonna be so important to playing that character.
But you know what he's gonna do? They're going to lean into Tom Holland more than Nathan Drake. They're going to sell it on Tom Holland, because Tom Holland is a good comedic actor. He is a expressive actor. They're going to be like, this is Tom Holland. And I don't mind the idea of them going back in time. I don't think that's a bad idea to go back to the beginning, especially if they want to think about making this a big franchise, like with multiple films, and aging it up and moving, starting at the beginning. I don't mind that. I don't know that it's the best idea, but I'm okay with it. I'm interested to see where they go. So I think that he's not a bad pick for the character. I thought the set photo looked really good in terms of I mean, it wasn't much, but I thought he looked good on set. He looked good in the outfit, but you're right. I don't see them going like, you have to be just like Nathan Drake. I see them going like, here's Nathan Drake by Tom Holland. Like, this is Tom Holland's movie. He is.
But it's just at that point for me, it's like, why bother with Uncharted? Because if you go on YouTube and just look up those videos where people cut together the cutscenes, you could watch just all the cutscenes from Uncharted and feel like you're watching a movie.
But then you would make millions more dollars.
Yeah. That's why I'm not really looking forward to it that much. I'm interested to see what they do with it, but I'm not really looking forward to it that much. And also, we've already seen young Nathan Drake. It's not like this is something that we haven't seen. There was young Nathan Drake in Uncharted 3. They went back to young Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4 as well. Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PS Vita was an earlier adventure. You got to see young Sully. It's like, it's not like it's new territory. It's just, I don't know. And also they've been trying to get it made for like, since the first Uncharted came out.
I honestly was unsure
Wahlberg
if it was
attached as Nathan Drake forever.
Yeah.
And now he's moved to playing Sully, which is
I was honestly unsure that it was ever going to happen. I had forgotten about this movie and pretty much just like assumed that it probably wouldn't happen for a very long time until I saw they were actually filming. I had no idea they were actually on set filming. I was like, whoa, someone's serious
even
about
after
this.
Tom Holland was attached, I still thought it was like in limbo.
Yeah, it's been like, he was attached like 2 years ago. I thought it was going to be kind of like, you know how the Metal Gear Solid movie has just been, it's like, it's got a director, it's got ideas floating around, but it's still in such limbo that no one has a clue where it's going to go. It'll probably be like 5 years before we even get close to that.
This Uncharted movie had a release date of 2016 before Tom Holland was attached, back when Mark Wahlberg was attached, like prior to the Sony email leaks. It had a straight up release date that they were aiming for, and we're going to start shooting at a certain time. And after that, I was like, they're never going to make it. And then they attached Tom Holland, and I was still like, they're never going to make it. Seeing the set photo now, I'm like, okay, I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see where they go, but I think that what you said though about making such a photorealistic, cutscene heavy, personality heavy game into a movie is not a problem of Uncharted. That's a problem of where video games have gone as a whole. Yeah. I think the best movies the best video games to turn into movies are the ones that don't have much story, that don't have much, maybe not much personality, but they have iconic visuals and ideas and worlds that you can move in and play in. I want you to make a TV show or movie about one that with a lot of potential, like a video game that has a lot of potential. I don't want the ones where the entire script is already laid out for you. Like going back to the Metal Gear Solid movie, which is one that I'm vastly looking forward to and have wanted forever. That being said, I want it because I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan. I don't want it if I wasn't just such a fan and I didn't just want to see more Metal Gear Solid. I don't know that I would want the movie because, I mean, like Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid is the tentpole of movie-like video games. It's what started it. It's what like spearheaded the entire industry moving in that direction. So I'm like, why would I want anyone other than the original voice actors, the original looks of the characters? It's like nothing's ever going to live up to what they did there. So like, look at the other new movies that are not movies, new games that are coming out. Like, I mean, Cyberpunk, 2077 is coming out. That it looks like a movie. Yeah, it looks like a movie. Everything that comes out now, the big hit video games look like movies. They have movie-like cutscenes. And it's just like, what's the point? Yeah. Money is the point. But like, please, no.
And Uncharted was really like the big push towards cinematic video games because it was so movie influenced too. Is the other thing is that it's not like it's not like it's totally original. Like it's so heavily influenced by things like Indiana Jones and even Nathan Drake is very much based on like John McClane from Die Hard. Like it's very movie influenced. So taking something that is so movie influenced and so cinematic and then turning it into an actual movie, I feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like it's a great idea, but I feel like the best that you're going to get from it is a entertaining, like decent action movie. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it's kind of going to be like the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider movie. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to have that similar. It's like, it's a fine action movie. It's just really
I feel like they might
generic.
be better than that though.
Maybe, but it's still. I feel like it's still going to have a very generic feel to it.
Well, and when you say that it was influenced by movies, one of the big things I remember noticing in the games was I enjoyed play them more than I cared to play the games because they would blend their cutscenes into their set pieces, and it wasn't just like, oh, it looks like a movie in the way that like there are long cutscenes or anything, not like a Metal Gear Solid where it's just long cutscenes with lots of dialogue. It was like gigantic set pieces that looked like movies, like huge explosions, fight scenes, stuff that was really, really tight. And
the gameplay was always fun, but honestly, you really played the game for the characters and story because they were just so endearing and so interesting, and you wanted to. It felt like you were playing through a movie.
Yeah,
and the gameplay was great, but it was actually the cinematic element that I really loved about it. So you take away the gameplay element of it, and you take away the characters the way that I know them, and I'm not sure that it's going to succeed as much.
And I would feel the exact same way about a Last of Us movie. Like, oh wait, like yeah, you could get Hugh Jackman to play Joel, and what's her name? The girl that got like sued for looking like Ellie. Ellen Page. Wasn't it? Yeah, like Ellen Page. Like, oh yeah, it was definitely not Ellen Page, by the way, guys. But like you could literally hire both of them, and I'd be like, oh, that looks good. But like, if I'm like putting a critical mind to it, I'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? Because they killed that story. It was so gripping, so emotional. And even though I haven't played The Last of Us 2, it's clearly gone down that same path. It's like, don't remake it. Don't just put new actors on it and do something similar to what the original did. Because you're not going to get the viewership that you need. Like when you do these kinds of properties, you need the viewership of the people that played the games and already cared to give you that initial box office boost.
Right.
You know? So it doesn't make sense to me. It makes sense because money. I get it. But I feel like someone up there has to realize that like they keep trying to make these video game movies and they're not working. I want them to keep trying because I want them to work at someday. But please pick the right ones.
Yeah. Well, Uncharted should be the easiest, technically, to turn into a movie.
Because you can copy paste.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not going to copy paste.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Mark Wahlberg is Sully. I just can't. It
right
does come down to the, like, just thinking about hearing Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland say lines from Uncharted. It just sounds so wrong because Sully has a very distinct voice, and I'm not sure you could really get anybody who actually sounds like him except for the actual guy. And it just, I don't know. I just can't see it. But
yeah, and that's the problem right there. A fan is not going to be able to see it, and then a casual viewer who, like me, who doesn't really care for it, but is like, I'll check out the movie, is gonna be like, it looks all right, cool, Tom Holland. But I'm the kind of person that's gonna see, casual people are gonna be like, oh, it's kind of cool, I guess, if the trailer's good, I'll check it out. But if people are not into it, like the actual fans, you're not gonna get the boost you need.
Yeah.
Anyway.